Boop, 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 boop. Okay, cool. I think we're live. How we doing? Okay. So it's awkward at the start. Let's see. Okay. Make sure everything's working here. There we go. Okay. I am ready to go. Okay. Let's make sure that works. Okay. Let's see. Wait for some of you guys to pop in, maybe. Not using my headphones. I don't need them for today. Not gonna do anything with music related to anything. So yeah. Just based on like last time that we had a bunch of weird hiccups and stuff, so I think we're just gonna go back to basics for this one and maybe just only do it for a little bit, not as long. Anything too complicated here. So I hope that's okay with you. And we're just gonna have a little go back to basics with something simple today. As we wait for a couple of you guys to join in and hop in. Let's do this little intro. You get a cute little sketch here going on. I can ask, how's your guys' day? I don't know. Just been, for me, I've been like stressing out and trying to get this video from our channel done. That it's actually been affecting my sleep schedule a little bit. That I'm going to bed much later. I am kind of like staying up a little bit too far, and that makes me get up later than I want to. So I haven't been able to actually work on my project as much as I wanted because of that. So yeah, so that was a bit of a bummer that I couldn't quite get the full potential of meeting my schedule, any of that. So this is pretty much my day job, so I don't have a like a work schedule or anything like that, so I can't wake up anytime I want. Hey star. Okay. Enough dilly-dallying. So I don't want to stay here for a little bit, so I best get working on the actual video. Let's see. Where did I put it? Gonna work on the film. Let's see which file it is. Oh, I just noticed that here. You message is a bit clipped off because I don't know why it wants to do that, but once more people chat, then it'll kind of fix itself, adjust itself a bit more. So yeah, that's the only reason why it looks a bit weird there. Yeah, see, well, it kind of didn't fix itself there, but that's okay. Hey Peyton. Yeah, we're just going back to basics here, so nothing too crazy. We're just gonna go back to our work kind of schedule. I have to work on this, the movie I'm working on for, let's see, almost, yeah, well, over a year now working on this, and I've only got about less than a fifth done. So got about this is part 4. I'd label them. Almost done with part 4, not really. That's close. Out of like 15. Yeah, I don't have this shot either. Most of it's kind of tough. I feel like I just do on my own and I can just zone out on it. I just want to show you how to make the actual animation, like the actual character animation parts are more interesting. Just little sketches for storyboards of saying that you're supposed to be more human ponies there. I'm just trying to get back to where we were. Get a little reminder. Gotta put these yellow dots on this part there and there. Before I get too far, and then all of them won't have this, because this is a cycle. Inside here, there's a symbol that has this loop in it. If I reuse this loop somewhere else, it'll be the exact same. So if I wanna fix it, I better do it quicker than later. Yes. So the story is that someone's using my water. It's using that sink. Someone's cooking dinner. Probably should be eating dinner soon, so don't want to speed through this, but I just want to not work as long as I've had. I only go for like an hour or so today. So mostly just want to make sure we still have that connection with us together. So no, you guys don't like it if you lose your creators or something, that they feel like, you feel like they don't exist. So even if I don't want to right now, I feel pressured by another project. I want to show something for you guys any way I can. And it helps that I'm able to work on another project. So this one's less stressful because it's not going to be uploaded soon. Just because this is going to take forever to animate. It's pretty long and complicated. I'm trying to make it as a magnum opus kind of video. So it's that's okay. I thought the shockwave was like 1 frame earlier. That would have been bad. Boop. Okay. Boop. Turn. Little hair bubble. Good. We're getting there to where. I think I had my storyboard. Nope. Okay. I thought I had like some extra flair to it. I guess not. And it's just a zoom so her hair doesn't move. Okay, yeah, she's supposed to be angry in this shot, so let's work on that. Let's look at the boards. That's what I call storyboards. These little sketches to before I start animating. So I go script and then storyboard and then animation. So these boards are the little breakdowns and little sketches of what I want the animation to look like, where I base it off the script and go pretty much. Sometimes you go keyframe. You can go keyframe to keyframe with storyboards, or you can kind of just have like one storyboard for a shot, really, for like a camera angle, and then if you change the camera angle, that's a different shot. So I kind of went with the more in between kind of thing, where I have not every keyframe the animation, but just enough to like help me know what's going on. That was pretty good that I had a lot of keyframes in there. Just the basic storytelling keyframes, but not like, every bounce to every motion. Just enough. Let's see. So what I do is I have a base puppet, and I have to duplicate it. Call this shot pre-chase, because this is going to be a shot before they start chasing each other, because the next one is when they're going through the carts in the train and then they're chasing each other, running along each other, and then this is the end of the train cart, and then outside, and then they jump out and then Derpy follows. Let's make the end of that. It's almost done with these main shots here. Let's go ahead and duplicate. Call all these guys the same name, so we can, when we looked at them later or index them or something, we can find them easier. So that means that blue snake is over there. Okay. See, comes in this shot too. Oops. Okay. And unfortunately, we'll have to do that again for all their heads, because their heads animate and they're very complex. So I have to make a duplicate of them. And the reason to duplicate it is it's like having a different copy or instance of it. So I'm able to take the original puppet, and then by adding the new instance of it, I could just work from a new version of it. And that kind of makes sense. And it's kind of that non-destructive creation process where you keep your original while able to change to new version, all of that. Man, I'm sorry, I can only read the last bit of that. 105. How do you feel, bad? I don't understand what you're referring to there, sir, madam. Human, hopefully. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I need him to have the jewel later. Do I have it in this? What would I call it? Emerald. I don't know what I called it. Well, that's to open an earlier file of it. Part 2, Wake Mission. I kind of have files, different files for each scene. Like a play, you would have different scenes of different. Scenes are typically in plays like different places that you go. So every time they move locations into different scene, oftentimes. Not sure why this is moving my zoom all. Here it is. We'll call it diamond. That means it's possible I have it in here called. Oh. Okay. Oh man. Oh, that's why. Okay. I never personally had to have that feeling. I don't think I've ever been. Well, I never consumed alcohol in a traditional sense, so I can't really relate to that. Heard it sounds bad, or it feels bad or something. So I don't know what to. I don't have any advice for you. And that is true. I've never really had any. I've never had any alcohol in my life, and I'm only like 22 and a half or so. So yeah, not really interested. That's a whole different topic. Let's see, I want to make him. This is when I'm having a little happy, so I can change this. Changing mouth. This one. I have a squeaky chair. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Cool. Let's make this extend the exposure a bit. Sometimes I go overboard and just do it 10 seconds more when I need it. Okay. That guy's ready. Guess we'll go right to left here. Looks like I'm using a female model there, so it's okay to color girl there. All right. Let's see. I think that face is good. Now, as my storyboard says, she's more not totally mad, but just kind of a bit confused. Maybe I can change this one to be up. So that applies a bit of a confusion kind of eyebrow state. Someone's home. Yeah, I'm not alone in here. You're gonna hear a bunch of background noise unless I can't hear it. I don't know. It's okay. That looks okay. Just gonna pose her a bit. I'm so used to doing this, you know, just alone. This is more building on my vocal practice here, where I'm having to narrate a lot of this. Not as many people as that would be in here, so that's okay. Let's see. Needs to be 16. Who's still here? Otherwise, I feel like it's just gonna be, I don't know, more or less boring if we have some conversation going with the chatters. Of course, now there's this weird in-joke with me where when I ask chatters anything, that's when you get quiet. So, unless you guys are just either just watch me on in the background or something, that's okay. But then I don't know why you want to watch an art stream in the background. So I'm assuming like you guys are either on like a laptop or a computer or something, or you're on a phone or something. So it's like, I don't know how, because listening to me is fun, because I don't picture myself as interesting to listen to myself. So I'm trying to ramble on, which I seem to be really good at rambling, so yeah, it just gets a little bit tiring, and it is honestly a bit frustrating when the chat is dead, because then I don't feel like there's no point to the live streaming itself, I feel, you know, without that communication with the chat and the creator, you know. Yeah, it's a dead chat, okay. Which is to be weirdly expected after you do a big video, and then you know, last time the stream kind of broke, so maybe people are either assuming like this one's gonna be just as bad or something. I didn't really label it anything better. Yeah, I'm pretty good with talking with medium crowds, I would say, like 5 or so people. It gets, you know, trickier if there's less people talking. If you're in a social situation and there's only like 2 or 3 people, or like even 1, it gets really awkward and hard to really talk to people. Maintaining a good level of enjoyment of talking to people. So once there's more people, then I can like able to step back and then input my opinion whenever I feel like I can, you know, which happens more often. We're in a group setting, I'm usually the person to talk the least, so that sort of stuff happens. Because I know if I ask any questions to you guys, you'll not respond. So even if they're Because I keep seeing like there's only 3 people in chat, so not to make fun of you, but it's just like a bit awkward. Yeah. Oops. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I clicked on something and I got them on there. And I kind of moved it a bit and messed my orientation up. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. We got that. Not much, and then for some reason I had this one move her head and then he pops out. I think I might want to reorder it. To this way. So that's fun as storyboards and animatic set. Because it's still very edible. I could just change timings and stuff like on the fly here before I start animating it in color. So I have a better, clearer picture of what I want, and it's just better like that. Okay. Hey Marcus. Oh man. 4 days? What day would that be? Let's see. 1, 2. Monday? Cool. I have a calendar over there. That's awesome, man. Bet you don't wanna tell me how old you'll be. That's okay. This will be slightly public if people watch this. Sometimes I just kind of almost 21. So that means, yeah, and then your birthday will be your 21st. Okay, cool. That's how it works. Nice. Yeah, good luck with that. I'm gonna be 23 in 4 months, almost, a little bit. So, not much happens when you're 21. I mean, what can you do? You can, in America, you can drink, but if you don't want to, then that's basically only right and stuff that's cool or worth anything. So unless you're like really into drinking, and then that's the only, like, you know, when you, if it's a video game, that's the only perk you'll get out of it. Yeah, I'm sure like you can apply for more jobs or something probably in America, but yeah, not much else from my experience really happens. Wasn't, you know, as big as like, you know, 16 and stuff. It's like that's probably pretty bigger a little bit, or 18. That's probably the biggest in America. Yeah. It's to turn 18 is probably the biggest, because that's when you're legally an adult. 21 is just like a little upgrade. I think we're good. Trying to figure out the composition a little better. I could drink dab, but I have alcohol. Nice. Yeah. I just I'm like one of those guys. I was trying to find something that wouldn't be derogatory. Not too much. Trying to think of my thoughts. I'm just playing around to make sure everything's okay. To say like I'm, you know, I'm the least cool guy, you know? Like, think of that cool guy from Jimmy Neutron. It's like, man, that guy is so cool. You know, those kind of guys. It's like I'm the opposite of that. It's cool and everything. So I don't do anything all those, you know. When you watch those like those animations and parodies and stuff where they always have teenagers in the media stuff, it's like they always have like so many things going on that's bad for your health and stuff on it. It's like that's not what it's like. Okay, I didn't do any of that snorkeling, you know? You know what I mean. I keep going back and forth. I know what I'm doing. I'm just slightly delaying it. Okay. Oh no, they blink at the same time. Okay. 5. Okay. Good. Good. The only animation I need to do now is next bit here. Let's make sure. Let's get rid of that just to simplify things here. Like he's kind of more leaning in, kind of angle here. Like that. Maybe his mouth is a little bit open, but not too much. Boop 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 boop. It also makes sense because he's not really gonna fully be in the. He won't look like this in the in full body. You'll just gotta just zoom in a little bit. Do. Don't need the shadow. Just need him to kind of poke in a little. Kind of like this. And then we can add an ease out so it goes quick and out. And next a keyframe to make them kind of bouncing. Like that's still a bit slow, so I might push these to the left, makes it shorter time. That's better. Oop. Make them kind of stretch out. It's a bit much. Okay. And then we can have his hair kind of do a follow through. Like this. Oops. What's his name? Nice. Hair top. See if I already have that. I'll call it 2. Okay. Looks good. Do. Keyframe here if it. Trying to figure out what are. Be zooming in. The angle that I wanted it to be was more kind of downward angle, so that makes his hair kind of brush against his face. Trying to figure out like if there's any good physics to follow here or not. Because the head doesn't animate, it seems weird. I feel like his head could be getting a little down a little bit. And then up. There you go. And then maybe his hand also. These bits. What is that there? Oh, okay. You have all these. You raise up a little bit. So that's one little motion here. Oop. Good. Let's see. Next bit is that he then also Orange just looks at him and then he zips out. And then she zips out and then Derpy decides to take chase. Okay. So the next thing would be is to have her react, not that close, and turn her head towards the other snake, Snake Man. Hey, Christopher Abbey. Stream every day? No. That's the short of it. You can check out my upload dates that, they're on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's kind of what I'm just going with for now, till I decide if there's any better ways to do these. Yeah. So it's not every day, but I probably would explode or something if I had to do this every day. Just doing this is really stressful, but good practice. Just for me to, it's really just have a platform to talk more, really. And I talked about that earlier, ironically, too, even in this stream. Yeah. Oh, Evilbone, I didn't even know you were here. Okay, good night. I feel like she should change her expression when she turns. Yeah, okay. Boop, boop. So 2 in. And then both of these are 1. I feel this could be maybe explain a bit more better somehow. Somewhere in here, just add like another keyframe or 2 of having her actually look at the diamond. And then she goes, ooh, or something. Now you want to make a line. An eye line is good. Because that's kind of the limitation of these paper ponies, that they don't have come on, pupils. Definitely don't have viruses or anything, so it's kind of hard to have them like look at that thing and then kind of, you know, look at something else without moving their whole head. To make some kind of sort of eye line. So then tweet it. Hey, Brony Fandom. That's a nice name. I don't quite remember if we've met. Cute, thank you. I'm trying my best. This will be part of a larger project on my channel. So it'll come out when it's ready. I've been here before? Okay, cool. I can't remember everyone. I feel bad about that though. It's weird, like when I was saying it, like have you been here before? It's like I felt like you have. Maybe you just don't speak as much either. And then here she can pull back. Amazement and so the same kind of eye line maybe. And then extend this one. Oh, whoop. Remember the semi-regulars here? That's good for you. Yeah. I try to, but it's gonna be hard to remember you all. At least you all have distinctive names and stuff, so that helps. Yes. Would friend them. The snake ponies are gonna steal. Come on, steal the diamond. It's Derpy, so she has to go get it now because these are gonna steal the diamond. Is that a good mouth? That's pretty good. I think the body motion helps sell that expression more than the face itself. Yeah, it'll make sense when it's all put together. This is only like scene 4, so, and it's like gonna be in 15 parts, so that's what I structured it as. So, trying to get through this one and then seeing if the other bits other scenes and files will be longer or not. It really gets quicker as you go because you build up the library that you can, at least all the stuff you can use over and over. Like, you know, if you have a forest, you know, if you go back to going between a forest and a place, like a house, like you can build one tree and probably a couple more variants, and then you're pretty much good for like copy and pasting that for a forest background. That's a bit simplified with that, but as you keep going, if you come back to that forest, then you've already created the background, so you can always, you know, you don't have to spend as much time as making a whole new background stuff, which sometimes can take a couple hours to build. So the first shots and stuff take the longest because you have to build practically everything from scratch. We don't already have all the assets and stuff. But I do usually, for a regular cartoon on my channel, I usually have the all the character models already set up. It's kind of like having a 3D three-dimensional kind of pipeline where you already have all the, if you have all the models and rigs and stuff, then you can kind of just reuse those for every shot. Like you wouldn't have a 3D cartoon where you had to remodel and then resculpt the character for every shot, you know. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Is that I'm just, if I know that I'm going to use the same character in the same angle in this case, then I'll just kind of reuse it and then go from there and animate that. So the later shots and stuff take less time because I'm not having to worry about creating a whole new world kind of stuff. But they can still take time with their whole new background and stuff. So they seem to work faster. Maybe we're just getting better at doing these. Maybe. Yeah, I don't really feel like it. I'm just going to be narrating as best I can with these. I feel like I do feel a bit more in the groove today, just because I've probably been working the rest of the week on animation and these kind of simple style stuff. So it's probably trickier if I had to do like real show style work, you know, all day and then cut to working on this, because there's a different kind of, a little bit of a different mindset when animating with character animation. So because I've already been working already with the I still don't know exactly what to call it, but the Tempest backstory song style, which is pretty much what this is, just a little bit more detailed in hair bubbles and whatnot. And they got outlines, which helps sometimes but not other times. So it's a mixed bag with stuff like that. So glad you're able to notice stuff like that. It's cool. There we go. With the Tempest background style back story. Oh, if I had to do like a hair head flip around, then I would not animate it like this. I animated on 2s with that one. This is mostly just all tweens with the blue arrows. So yep. There we go. Yeah, sort of. So trying to figure out what you mean. It probably just comes together quicker than what you're probably seeing with the the Folly of Celestia or the Cruel Special Derpy stuff. Because that was already the Cruel Special Derpy stuff was already like half animated, or it took like a whole couple years to animate that. So it's more just trying to figure out like, why did I do this? Why did I animate it like this instead of just kind of going ahead, you know, straight ahead animation kind of stuff with that. This is more straight ahead animation because this is all new animation with this. Whereas the Cool Special Derpy one, where it was more show style and it had like Derpy and Pinkie Pie and Applejack. That was a longer project. So yeah, as I said, it took a bit more doing than just stuff like this. It's still more fun though. I don't know which one I was referring to myself. They both have, they're both fun, all styles. All right, change expression. To in. Go back to pretty much normal. Angry face here. That stuff works because I already have all these kind of different symbols and shapes and frames inside of the mouth bit, which has all these different frames and stuff. So I'm just kind of replacing it as I go. There you go. I might add some hair bounce to this too, but maybe once all the body animation is done. You can probably tell that my kind of routine to character animation is at least getting the storyboard, which has all the more timing and poses to it, and then body animation, and then facial mouths and eyes and stuff, animate that to roll away, and then hair, I guess I could do animation if they have cloth or stuff on them that would have its own physics, you know, independent but connected to the character stuff, like a cape or something. Deciding what to do here. I changed this, so maybe I should go back to my original storyboard of this. Change the expression just a tad. Yeah, so no eyebrows. And then in the blink, I can just do it now. Boop. 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 And I could even make a smile instead. Just like these bits. 2. Okay. Doing it the wrong way. You should be animating first in storyboard. Oh man, I can't even think about how do I even go about doing that way. I mean, I would have something like, I mean, how do I go from this and then say, oh, I want to storyboard it? It's like, yeah, makes for a sensitive way, but yeah, that's, oh man, and there'd be no point to the storyboard, yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I knew it. I knew you were joking. I was just trying to think about if it was to be serious, how would that actually work? There we go. Because I'm able to look through the storyboard sketches and go, okay. When did I start doing these sketches? I don't remember. I didn't make a swath of it. But probably, I think I started storyboard around last fall. And then it just took like a whole week of exhausting storyboarding. And then by the end, like, they were just getting all rushed, and like a pony would just look like a, you know, horse. and then I would just storyboard, you know, these moving around by the end. So you get the good-ish storyboards at the beginning here. But yeah, almost near the beginning of the third act or so, that's when it kind of faltered a little bit there with the quality of storyboards, and then it kind of took a break, which says like only like 12 hours, you know, to sleep, wake up and then get ready, and then work it again. And that little bit really refreshed me. Just enough to make them a bit more detailed. And I can't even sketch them. Like, that's so bad they were. Like, their ovals and stuff were like that or something. You can see it like that, so that's even worse. Like what their skull looks like. It has different types of easing. Even now I'm still like having to remember what ease out and ease in means. Because it seems like it's a bit backwards, you know. If I get it right, then ease out means that it'll start quick. Like if it start here and then end here. Ease out means, so it's here and here and like here, and then there's a lot more frames there, and then so that's an out that way, and then it's in that way, which makes it do kind of thing. Might be backwards, but I try to imagine this kind of either one way or the other kind of chart when I try to do easing. And that's just setting up the as you saw, just the looks like my storyboards are now orange. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. When I have these tweens here, and then there's a little box over here for classic ease. Well, there's a different type of chart, but that makes less sense if you know math or not than the timing chart I showed. So this is ease out, which makes it so every like frame here is boop, and then you jump, 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 and then it gets slower. I think I got it right. If anyway, that's what that looks like. Let's get those back in. Oop. Oh yeah, blue guy's supposed to be already gone, but I'm doing orange snake for now. And then need like a little bit of a pause to there. That's good, and a bit more pause. Okay. Is it harder when the storyboard will be shared with more animators? Yeah, it can depend. If I had to show this storyboard to someone else, I mean, they could probably figure it out, but it might be tricky for some. Just because the way that I might draw things, or like the poses probably or something might be not. It's about having the right, drawing enough details to get enough to get, not as much as to get started, but just enough to get, you know, what I need for every, you know, keyframe kind of thing. Hey Meg, nice to see you. The storyboards are more for getting the pacing and having the right poses and expressions are basically what you're looking for the most in storyboards. So if you're missing at least one of those, then it's kind of like when you're collaborating with other people, it's like a little bit tricky. Sometimes you can probably check out the storyboard couple of streams I did for Folly Celestia where I was working with someone else which he was working on the storyboards, and then I was just putting the storyboards in the animatic kind of style where you can just play through the storyboard and it'll look like it's, you know, supposed to be moving and stay consistent. That's also really big too, is having consistency and just a good sense of cinematography, because essentially you're pretty much the director when you're storyboarding. Like, you're setting up the shots, you know. The script, sometimes if there is good script writer, they may have like little notes between, like at the beginning of a scene or something, that'll say like interior, train, train cart, passenger cart or something, to describe this particular scene or something. And then there's a kind of, you know, like a book, you know, where they describe the setting, and stuff like that. But they won't usually have scripts that say, and then Derpy looked to the right, looking across to two snakes in a line. They won't talk about that at all, where, you know, they mostly just rely on just a direct lines or voices for it, you know, or it's more like a play script in that way too. It's how they're kind of structured. So yeah, it can widely vary, but my experience, what I worked with, I Love Composable a lot, like almost 2 years ago, I suppose. They figured out, the KP team figured out the story, and then someone else drew this storyboard. Probably someone else drew the animatic. I wasn't involved in any of that. But once they got the animatic as a, you know, a full-length kind of movie kind of thing where they had everything set up, then they hired animators. They're all volunteers in that case. And then we just kind of worked from the storyboards, and then it's up to, you know, it's on a per case basis for whether an animator will go past the storyboard if there's only like 2 or so keyframes or boards, or some people might just go by the storyboard themselves and say, these are my keyframes. Am I going to go as directly, you know, as best I can to follow the storyboards, or some people might go wild and then add as much more keyframes or add more details and other stuff. So I never find the storyboards themselves to be confusing, because we had a really good storyboarder on pretty much every case. There might have been like 1 or 2 cases where I'm like, it's more like, should I add this to make it read more kind of stuff? Or maybe some errors or something, like, hey wait, Discord is having his hand, you know, is flipped, where like this is his lion hand when it should be his left to right claw hand, you know? So you can fix mistakes and stuff like that. But I never really found it hard to like read him. Stuff like that. So I hope that kind of helps. I just had to not work to explain it as much as I could, but yeah, thanks for that question. That was it's fun to talk about stuff like that. Even with the one I'm doing now with the Folly Celestia, I'm kind of going the wild and adding more stuff to the storyboards. or sometimes I just say, yeah, I don't like this composition and stuff, because we decided that, you know, to change things as we went. So the storyboards are obviously not set in stone at all, but they're a very good basis. But to keep consistency and stuff between shots, that's probably why I use it more too, is to make sure that, like, sometimes movies even use storyboards where they kind of plan out things, and now even today they still use them where they use previs kind of stuff, where it's pre-visualization, where they can use 3D models to simulate the whole movie if they wanted, and create a 3D version with very basic models sometimes, where they can just create an animated version of the movie. There's probably certain shots where they actually do that. But like, yeah, a lot of bigger movies or sometimes like you can watch probably some behind the scene videos of movies where you might catch a little glimpse of when they show the previs stuff. It's really interesting where they use that kind of technology and stuff to create their own kind of new storyboards. Let's name drop a few of them. Like, I know the Spy Kids 3D of all things had a previs kind of stage, and the Ready Player One. All those newer ones today are probably using them. That's the only one that I know for sure have them. So it's an interesting tool. It's probably maybe cost effective more. I don't know how, as a 2D animator and stuff, whereas like, how is that cheaper to do simple 3D models and then do, I guess you have to do all the complex 3D shots. It's probably what it's for. So, you know, all the big budget, and especially Spy Kids 3D, where they have to, you know, have to really figure out, because they're just on the green screen and stuff, so they can't know what's going on around them. So having a previs of probably like the stadium and sets and stuff, like what it's supposed to look like, and then having an animation of the actual characters, you know, what they're supposed to be doing, and they're probably just either just T-posing or just walking around. Definitely not animated in a character sense, but it's interesting. Never really tried it because I'm not a 3D animator or anything. So I just kind of just, you know, stick with the old sketch and stuff and go. It's much easier to storyboard, you know, for yourself. It's more just kind of, it's like having sticky notes. Where it's like, I want to have this in this shot, and then they do this at this time. So it's more more personal when you're doing it yourself. But yeah, try to keep its consistency and expression and posing and timing for all the important stuff to storyboards. I think we're almost done with this shot. For the basics of it, and then I'll have to probably clean it up and then add the secondary hair bounces and stuff. I'm going to stretch her out a little bit. Right, she's like gone. Alright, no tween there. Whoosh, it's really slow. Let's break it down a little bit shorter. Always try to improve the storyboarding process, make it a bit more easier to do, but it's still like, I know what I want in this shot when I'm doing it myself, so they are just kind of notes, visually notes of what I want. But it is useful in much larger settings. Like I know that some animation studios, I think even Pony, they do have like little screenings when the storyboards are done. They sit all the animators down in like a theater, or probably just a really simple theater with a projector or something, and they just have all the animators sit down and then play through the animatic, which probably has some voice lines or not, probably just temp voices. And then they just play through the whole animatic for all the animators and then let them go, I guess. See if they can start working or not. I don't know what the exact timing of stuff like that. But it is interesting. Like, I never worked in any office space like that, so hearing about those kind of community, you know, everyone's going around, you know, that it's not all, you know, you're doing this alone through the whole, you know, 6 or 9 month process. That it is really super collaborative with those kind of stuff. And then we would have, even with most of my collaboration stuff, with the other people, we would have dailies or weeklies where we'd have meetings with the director and the animator, and they would meet and talk together. And with the weeklies, we would have, because we're not in the same room together, we can have to share our files, make sure we can both read them, and then discuss, you know, whatever needs to be fixed, or if we're good to go. So stuff like that is a start for me to know that kind of stuff. Hey Gabby Sparkle, you got a lot of, super excited to see you. Oh boy. Didn't miss my. Try that again. Dennis. Kind of tongue tied now. You didn't miss much, Gabby, if you're just joining. Basically just been working on just like how long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 second shot here for an hour. How you doing? I know I always say that, but just want to get the conversation going. I have something to talk about. Let's see. Are those bar savings? I'm sorry, Evil, I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, bars you're talking about? Talking about some kind of monetary bar or something? Sorry, man. Ooh, I got a little hoof. Didn't expect that. Ah, man. Star, what do you know? I don't know. I didn't expect this kind of pose. It just kind of happened. I don't like it. I got quiet because I don't know what's going on. And that happened. And then let's see if she blinks around here. Oh, yeah, it's got autosave. Yeah. Let's see. Preferences. It's probably in here somewhere. Auto recovery. Yeah, I set it to 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes it does that little saving thing. Yeah. It helped me a couple times, but not recently. Yeah. Did it probably happen again? I was blinded by the studio light. Well, it's just a lamp in my room. Never heard anyone call it a bar before. I don't know what I would call it either. Maybe a box? Like there's a little pop-up box that happens. Might call it that. Yeah. And I can change that too, but it's probably more useful in the older days when things might crash more. But yeah, Flash is much more stable now. So kind of comes and goes sometimes though when got really big projects. Yeah, I think a couple times, like a couple months ago, maybe my just say maybe because I don't remember. And my file probably got not exactly. It doesn't like corrupt, but it probably just closes on its own sometimes. Or I'm trying to remember what actually happens. That it just it closes sometimes. And if it hasn't saved, then it'll make a recovery file, and it'll make sure it'll let you know that's a recovery file, because it will rename your Flash file as recover underscore your file name. So it just adds on top of it the recovery version. So and sometimes you sometimes forget about it, and then it keeps crashing. Like you make the file bigger, and then you have like recover file name. That's sometimes fun. It's more like a little game to see how far you can take it. Like I remember having a file name that's like, I could probably find it right now. Go back out. I'll probably just search by recover and see how many there are. Ooh, yeah. I wonder how much I can show. I should probably just show this much. This is my files. So you can see like how many files here have the name recover in it. Yeah. So I got like, some of them only have like one. Like this one has recover, and this one has like 3. Is any more than 3? This one has 3. So that means that it crashed or broke without saving or something. Or it's trying to make like a backup file to it, and then it tells you that it recovered it, but we'll let you know that looks like you recovered it about 2 or 3 times in a couple of these. So yeah, fun times though. It's kind of like its own little meta game there. There we go. Now save it again. That wasn't an autosave. I think I did it myself. I'm trying to do that keyboard thing. Boop boop. Oop, there we go. That's the auto recovery one. Then I gotta watch out for that every 5 minutes. Yeah, it's probably good for people who probably forget to save often. I was thinking of what to do. Okay. Yeah. But I because I got the auto recovery on so often, it's just like, okay, I don't have to. Not thinking about having to save too often. Kind of does it for me. You don't know when it's gonna crash either, so. I mean, I can save you. What's the worst time that I lost something? Trying to think of that. The worst amount of, like, the most amount of information I probably lost was, trying to think. Not exactly lost there. But yeah, you probably saw like the Trixie one, or like a weird two-parter, where it's like Trixie's origin story, where I had Trixie's dad in it, and he was a magician, so good for me, I guess. And now that's canon. Yeah, I did it first. um, what was the thing? That particular animation file, that's the one that broke like at least 2 or 3 times, and I probably did rename it, so that's probably not why. It's not like we covered like 4 or 5 times. Remember in the, must have been the second part where the dad is an actual ghost that travels around. I was having trouble trying to make a whole puppet transparent. You know, I was only like, 1 or so years. Must have been a year in 2014-ish or 15. So I was not quite, as versed in this program to know what to do if something like that happens. What am I trying to say? I had a hard time with it. That particular file, trying to make like a puppet transparent. I'm trying to demonstrate it now because I know what to do. So what happened with that one was it needs to be alpha. Because if you set it like low alpha, you can see like through the neck, Ooh, yeah. We could have Lumias in the show. That'd be awesome. Never had a mermaid in it though. Oh, I had the what's the half human, half bird? I had those in my videos. That'd be cool too. But anyway, I wanted to have, a ghost that'd be transparent. But you can see like the neck here, which you can see like the full bit of it, and then like some bits here, and you can see through this leg here of how I constructed it. And I was like, that looks dumb. I don't want it to look like that. Griffin? Had another name. Must have been some other kind of thing. Well, Griffin is half lion, half bird, or eagle. I was thinking of a human, half bird. And then I found out that a harpy, yes. Is this story even worth it anymore? That I wanted to have it be a transparent, but not have the see-through effect here where you can see through the symbols themselves. So I tried forever, trying to figure it out, and of course I was trying to do it for Halloween, trying to get it by Halloween, trying to do it by that time, preferably before Halloween, but that didn't happen, so oh well. So I was working on trying to get this to work, to get the right kind of transparency going on. I tried using, probably had After Effects installed, but like I never really used it. So I was trying to bring a swath in with, trying to bring that transparency down, and I don't think I could figure that out, and then my computer blew up for like a couple hours, where it actually just shut down. And it got really bad, and then I was totally stressing out for that. And then I guess I was still trying to fill it out and just trying to do it on my own. And then I figured out, well, what if you make it a movie clip? and then say alpha low. And then the next bit that's the most important part here is that didn't change anything. You choose one of these extra filters here, and then you blur it, and you put all the stuff to 0 that you want. And now it's a ghost. Oh man. So there you go. What do you mean, man? So that's good. Oh, sorry that took so long to tell this weird story, but man, now I know. If you ever wanted to know how to make a ghost kind of effect, but still able to like animate it, like if I render this out, it'll still go through the animation that's inside here, but it'll also be slightly transparent. So there you go. Boop. And you can tell like how that broke there. Boop. And there you go. Yeah, we're all fixed. That's, yeah, there we go. Now we can see everything. Okay. I think I wanted to have a different kind of eyebrow style. And a different angle for this one. Trying to make it up. There you go. It's probably too far. So whoop. Okay. There we go. White bars in there. What happens here actually? Oh, then she flies off. Okay. And that sets up the next shot there, where she's flying. Okay. Trying to see what kind of time we're on here. Didn't want to make this go on for too long, so I might end it soon here. I might just do this, probably just finish this bit and then call it good for today. Does that sound good? And I'll wrap it up quickly once I'm done here. So yeah, if there's any more questions and stuff, yeah, be happy to answer stuff like that. Any kind of question about me or anything, or any animation or anything else. Don't know much about sports though, so don't ask me about that. And then she poses like that. Okay. Figured out what I need to do. Stop all the ghosts coming through. Okay. She needs to get warmed up to get into flight mode. Change expression later. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. You might want to change the expression back a little bit, maybe. It's more like more serious. So this one has to go down. Yeah. It's just because they don't have irises and pupils and whatever else scleras that the other types of its art style doesn't lend itself too good to having complex emotions. So it is just more eyeline eyebrows, cheeks, sometimes different types of eye. Maybe Gink guy. Oh, I don't got into here, but I got like a more like a happy kind of eye thing, or describe it. And then mouths are important too, to always keep in check. There you go. Yeah, just the art style doesn't lend itself to having complex emotions. So when I was developing and perfecting the Tempest background style stuff, I was like so happy that I was able to get the best of both worlds of having actual eyes that look like eyes with pupils and scleras and everything else. And I was like, whoa, I could do eyes and have them kind of like dart around sometimes. And like the first time I was doing the animation with it, I was like, I should look a little blown away. I was like, whoa, this is actually pretty cool. Just because I was working with this style, and this one does feel a bit limiting in that sense, yeah. That it's like I can't. I do just really just have black and basic eyes. It's like almost a black void in their skull there. It kind of looks kind of creepy when you think about it, as if the black eyes were like holes into her head. Ugh. No, Shadow, you can't come with. Okay. And I also perfected in the other cell too, having legs that have different frames of it being bent or not. Because of this one, this is like the first puppet style that I really got into it. So this one now I got two different frames, symbols and stuff. I really have to make a. No, I'll be fine. Uh-oh. Now there are two parts and it doesn't have the shoulder sleeve. Cool. So this wasn't set up completely as I want. I remember having to do this a bunch too, where it's like I always forget to just set up things right, you know, the first time. So then I just have to do the same thing to set up the leg and this particular stuff, like every time. Like what I just did. Like, could have just saved myself, you know, a whole lot of time if I just set things up right. As I want it to be. Just so I can select it. So since they're up in the air, and I actually got two legs. Okay. Probably shouldn't delete it. Okay. Look at that. Oh, I forgot that these have to be tweened, so that's probably not gonna look good. Probably have to manually animate it on maybe ones. Yeah, it's not gonna look as good. It's probably good. Just because I know from experience that having to tween symbols that don't exist on both ends of the tween, having a blank keyframe where it doesn't exist to a keyframe that it does exist, you can't tween that, and that's what the blue arrows are. So I can't do that. Once I get this, I think it'll be good. Might not even have to get some whatever this is, onion skinning on. And I might go ahead and use this model, but move it. It's more in position here. I could probably make the onion skins a little bit easier to read, but eh. Test it. Whoosh. Okay. Just seems like whoosh. Okay. And then, oh yeah, her wings need to open. So I'll probably have to animate a bunch of that again, but oh well. Because her wings is also a different symbol. Can I swap it? What are these? Try to find the wing flap. There you are. That one. Where is it? There it is. I have to like make sure that this all works too. Gets a little bigger. Boop. Yeah, if I did this right, it might be a bit easier to animate it. Where is this? Oh boy. Okay. Boop. I just got two wings, so I might be able to duplicate the wing layer. And put it behind this wing here. I have to find like some kind of tracking point to make sure it doesn't move too much. I'll follow the angle. So this is more, I made a mistake, and then this is kind of the price you have to pay. To make it work again. Where you didn't plan how to do this correctly. So you better make sure it's right now. Want to tilt it? Can't tilt it. Not that much. Okay, and then we can just hopefully just whoop. Boop. And she goes up. She goes too high. Like that. Move that over. And then drag her all the way across there. Once we made a keyframe there. Forgot the keyframe. And she goes out. Let's be quick. Let's figure out an ease. So we want it to be this way. That doesn't seem right. It's more cartoony kind of start up, wind up. Oh boy. No. I should make it a bit further. No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I said as soon as that little bit was animated, I'll end it. Okay, so what do we got? Got this. We don't need that. Now we got this. Okay. Context is that they is shadowed. Must be smaller. Oh jeez. Okay. I was gonna end it. Okay. But you want as she goes up to make this a little smaller, like that. So whoop. There you go. That better? And then we'll view it again. Context is that Snake stole the bag. Derpy's mad. And then she's like trying to, it's like a little joke though, she's trying to confront her, the snake, but it's like doesn't care. Blue Snake comes in and says, hey look, there's a diamond in it. And then she looks at it and goes, woo. Flips around and goes, yeah, we're evil, I guess. And then Derpy's confused. There'd be more particle effects and stuff of her, like a smoke trail behind her. Confused, and then she flies off. And then that starts that. Okay. Obviously not everything is completely done with this shot itself. Guess we'll call it like phase 1 animation is complete, and then I know I always say like, oh, off stream I'll clean it up, but I never actually do because I got other stuff to work on. So this is more my excuse to work on this project. But yeah, okay. That's about it as far as I plan on what to do today. Glad you guys were able to join me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap it up now and see if there's any final words, and then I'll end it. Okay. Make sure you guys have plenty of time to say anything right now. Mission complete. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, my fingers are all cracking. That's bad. Don't do it. Yeah. I'll watch it again. Ooh. It's pretty snappy, but I had how to. So I was going off basing on the timing of the storyboard itself. That this could take, you know, maybe like only like 3 or 4 frames, which is a couple bits of a second to clean up and stuff with timing. And then all the hair bubbles. And then I'll probably not show off what this shot is. Because this is going to be them, all the character models are going to be pretty much just on a running loop, and they're going to be running. And then there's going to be different train cars that they go through. And then my original, you know, what I wanted to animate this is probably bring this into After Effects and create a 3D set, and then have the 3D set, you know, and then have a camera, you know, either track it or move the whole set laterally, and then have the characters, you know, it makes sense that there's 2D, so that I could just probably just place the animation of them inside the 3D set, and all the work. So I'm excited to do that, but it'll be a very basic 3D set of just the just like this background kind of thing, where it's just, you know, a bunch of windows and then door and a couple benches and stuff, and then they just go through each cabin kind of thing until they reach the end of the line kind of thing, and then the snakes jump out, and then Derpy follows and then jumps out too, and then that starts the Act 2. I'll figure out how many if I'll work on the next part, if that's, I'll decide if that's too spoilery or not. How many secret projects are you working on right now? Just one for this channel. It's my main channel. There's gonna be a new episode soon. But definitely in a week. Definitely shorter than a week. Maybe either Saturday or Sunday or Friday. Who knows? That's about it. That's in production now. The other projects are pretty much already all known. They're just more not C&D, but like where I can't talk about them as much. Can I bring up my internet? No, it'll be fine. I think I talked about it before. Week is month. That's not how it works. Less than a week. Yeah. My video will be, I don't know when it'll be done. I'll be done soon, hopefully. The other stuff you probably already been watching on my streams. There'll be the Folly Celestia. We'll figure out negotiations to work on the second part of Cool Special Derpy. This project, the movie, and then can't work on the secret project on stream, just because I want to keep that one fresh, I guess. No spoilers for you guys on that. I don't find it fun doing that. That's really about it for main animation stuff. And then I got the Let's Play channel where I play video games with my mom, and then I record that and then upload that when it's done. This is actually the most stressed week, because when it gets close to uploading the video on my channel, that's when I go into hyperdrive or turbo or whatever. Because I make these, I plan these out so poorly, where my motivation of getting them done is, the schedule is so bad, where I usually just, I get everything, all the layout and pre-production and everything, you know, layout and stuff, like pretty much done, you know, by Monday or Tuesday. And then Wednesday I didn't work as much as I should have. So now it's Thursday, and I have a 2-minute animation to finish by Friday or Saturday, or probably Friday night, which means to me like 6 or 5 a.m. To finish that by Saturday, because Saturday is also busy. That's when I record the Let's Play stuff, and I have a meeting with Folly Celestia. That's just a little voice meeting with them. So yeah, my less stress week is when it's still pretty stressful, you know, every day, but it gets less stressful after I upload a video on my main channel. That's when I feel like I can actually when I can actually take a break and stuff. So okay, that's cool. Yeah, I thought I would end it here. Don't want to delay that too far there. So okay, I know when to end this, and I gotta eat dinner too. So yeah, I think we're good. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You know, I keep saying like, oh, I'll change the schedule for these, but I never actually do. So it's the same schedule until I, you know, actually say it and probably show it somewhere and probably post it or something. Anyway, not that button. It's this one. Okay. See ya. Goodbye for until, I guess, Tuesday. That's what I've set it up before as. Okay. Yeah. Goodbye.